Hello, this is Bob Dust. I am your instructor, and this is a little tutorial about the syllabus itself. Now, this is a general syllabus and not for this particular course, but for all courses. And so this is me, I'm your instructor, and I'll be guiding you through this quick little tutorial. So sit back and listen, enjoy, and let's get started. Again, this is a generic syllabus. Applies to all the courses I teach at Reynolds Community College. So if you, again, this is overview. So to see the specific course syllabus, go to Blackboard, and somewhere in Blackboard there's a link, generally under the syllabus tab, that has the specific details for your specific course. Now, this tutorial is subject to change, so don't hold this as gospel. Just be aware that this is generally how the syllabus works. Now, let's start out with contact information. I'm not going to post my email and phone numbers here because this will be posted on YouTube. And so go to the syllabus and you should see my email address and my phone numbers. Now, for phone numbers, I have office numbers, cell phone numbers, and home phone number. Probably the best way to reach me is through my cell phone number. So keep that in mind. You can text me. You can do the old-fashioned way and dial and call me and talk to me. When you call, if I am available, I, of course, will answer your call. If not, please leave a message and I will return the phone call. My office is on the Paramount campus. I am in Barnett Hall. I am in room 112. This is the School of Business office. My office hours, they vary by semester. So just you will see it in the syllabus what the particular office hours are for this semester. If you want to see me on Twitter, I have two Twitter accounts. One is at Robert Dust, which is my personal account, and at Wise Guys, or YYYGUIS, is my kind of used to be my old company name, where it's Wise Guys. So that's where that comes from. It's more technical stuff. I really don't post that much in either one, but occasionally I do. If you're on Twitter, not like I am, then that's how you can see what I'm up to. Google, I'm on Hangouts almost all day long. This is a text messaging system. So check out Hangouts and do a search for Bob Dust and you may see me. A great way just to send me a quick note or question. Just a good way to contact me. Google Plus, I'm a big fan of Google Plus. I have a community in Google Plus named Reynolds IT. I strongly encourage my students to join the community. A lot of times employers will contact me and ask for a potential employee or candidate, and I think, I remember someone from a couple of semesters ago. But the way the school is, I can no longer reach you because I no longer have your phone number or email address. So if you join the Google Plus community, I'll post the job notices up there and other interesting information you may be interested in. So it's just a good way to stay in contact even after the semester is over. I'm on Skype, so it's Wise Guys with an extra Y. I'm not on Skype all the time. I am occasionally. Again, it's another great way to contact me. So lots of ways to get a hold of me. Call me, email me, come visit me at my office. Google Hangouts, Skype, Google Plus. Lots of ways. Email. When you send me an email, please, please, please put the course tag in the subject line. For example, ITD 130 or ITP 236 or ITP 244, whatever course it is, please put that in the subject line. And when you do, my email filter will find it and highlight it and flag it for me and let me know that this is a email about, usually from a student, about a particular course. It also helps me to know what course they're in or what course they're talking about. Sometimes students are in more than one course, and sometimes students are online and I don't always recognize the name. So please put that course tag in the subject line and you are more likely to get a response. If you don't do it and I see it, of course I will respond. But if you don't do it and I don't see it, it goes into my general email bucket and I may not find it till after the semester is over sometimes. Okay, so please do that for me. Email, I generally respond on the next day. Now Thursdays and Fridays is kind of my weekend, if you will. I generally don't have classes in those 2 days. So I'm not always diligent about checking school email on those 2 days. So that may be the exception. If I do, of course, I will respond. And I also understand that next day does not mean 24 hours. So if I check my email at 8 a.m. Monday, and you send me an email at 9 a.m. Monday, I may not check email Tuesday until 4 p.m. or so. So it doesn't mean 24 hours, it just means the next day. Also, please use your school email account. Supposedly, when you send things to me, emails to me from your personal account, I'm really not supposed to respond to it via school policy because I cannot verify you are who you say you are. But when you use your school email account, then I know it's from you. All right. Also, do not attach files. When you attach files, I get kind of leery about what this is and what's going on, and I may not even open it. I think it might be something suspicious. I cannot afford to have viruses come to my computers, shut me down for a couple of weeks or whatever. So when there's files attached, oftentimes I just delete them. Unless I know you're sending me something. Now, if I ask you to email me a file, then I'll be looking for it and I'll open those. But I'm really skittish about opening emails with files attached. So please don't do that. All right, my schedule. Now again, this of course varies by semester. In general though, I am in class. I'm in my office a couple of hours, usually before class begins. If I'm not, sometimes up to half an hour after class is over. If you need to talk, just let me know and we'll talk after class. I am either in my classroom or in my office. Sometimes I may get out and stretch my legs and walk around the building or something. So I'll generally be back in either my office or the classroom if you don't find me. If you let me know you're coming, I'll make it a point to be in one place or the other. Now, I do not accept appointments. I have had too many instances in the past where a student says, hey, can I come by and see you at 4 o'clock? Sure. An hour later, the student, hey, can I come by and see you at 4 o'clock? No, I have an appointment then. Well, guess what? More times than not, the first student doesn't show up, and the second student doesn't come by either because I told them I would not be available. So I no longer accept appointments. It's first come, first serve. I will do the best I can to see everybody. Just be aware that because of past experience, setting appointments just does not work. So first come, first serve. All right. How is your grade calculated? I use a point-based system. meaning you get points for stuff. You get points for stuff like quizzes, classroom exercises, discussion boards if you're an online course. But primarily, points will come from projects. I am big on projects. Notice that we do not have midterm exams and we do not have final exams. Projects is how I weight things heavily. Most of my courses, if not all of them, are skill-based courses. Skill-based means you're learning a skill, not knowledge, not ability, but a skill. And the best way for me to judge whether you can handle that skill or not is by having you do the work and let me review it and see it. So most of your grade would come from these projects themselves. Now you use 92% is an A. After that, it's every 10 points. So 82% is a B, 72 a C, 62 a D. Anything less than 62 is an F. So I just add up all the points from all these things, such as quizzes, exercises, discussion boards, and projects. Add up all the points, multiply it times 0.92 for an A, 82 for B, and so forth. All right. Let's talk about assignments. Assignments will be posted on Blackboard. Generally, not always, but generally, quizzes, discussion boards are due by 9 p.m. Quizzes are always open book. They are never timed. You can save them, you can restart them. Most quizzes, you can repeat them. I kind of view quizzes as reinforcing what you have learned from either the tutorials or other sources you may have available. So it's not really to have you memorize stuff. I don't believe in memorization. I don't think you learn that way. So it's quizzes are open book, untimed. Projects are generally due at 12 noon on Sundays. Now, I know a lot of teachers at the school have things due at midnight. I'm not the kind of guy to stay up till midnight to wait to grade stuff. I allocate my time. Generally, Sunday afternoon starting at 12 noon is how I allocate time to grade stuff. So I look at your projects, what's in there at 12 noon, I start grading them. Once I'm done grading, I close down the computer and I go off and do the rest of my day. If you are late, I will grade it eventually. However, it may not be the same day. It probably won't be the same day. It may not even be the same week or month. If you have respect for my time and you submit it when it's due, I'm pretty good about grading stuff and turning it around quickly. When you don't respect my time and you submit it an hour or a day or a week later, I'm in no rush to grade it. I'll be honest with you. I'm in no rush to grade it. I will grade it eventually. I will mark you off for being late, but that's the deal. Now, I say it's due at 12 noon. Usually I might start the day before. People submit stuff early. I may start at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Sunday. I may be done by 12 noon. So if you get in at 12:01, I may already be done because I grade everything that's submitted by 12. So be aware that 12 noon is generally the cutoff for projects, not 12 midnight. I don't know who grades stuff at midnight. I never understood that. All right. Now there are exceptions to this, particularly in the semester. A lot of times I got a whole bunch of projects coming in, and it just takes. I don't have all weekend to grade it. I mean, I don't have all Sunday afternoon to grade it. I may have it due at 8 a.m. Saturday, 12 noon Saturday, various times. So just be aware at the end of the semester, these things tend to change. All right. But generally it's 9 p.m. for quizzes, discussion boards, and 12 noon for projects. All right. It's your job to know when the assignments are due. I post it all over Blackboard. It's on my webpage. You should know when they're due. So understand when they're due and plan your time to have it due and submit it by the due date and time. All right. I schedule things out, and when you don't follow that, it really messes up my schedule, puts me in a bad mood, which you don't want me in a bad mood when I'm grading your stuff. So know when it's due, and please do not ask me to extend the time. Now, I know bad things happen to good people, so plan ahead. Don't wait till an hour before it's due to submit stuff, because who knows, you get the phone call or you get an email and you're off and you say, oh my gosh, I don't have time to submit the stuff. So plan things out. You usually have the whole week to do it. Don't wait till the last minute. All right. All right. So on Blackboard, there is a link to the assignment calendar. This is an example of how the assignment calendar looks. It shows you, for example, quizzes and projects, when they're due, what the point value is, what the due date and due times are. Be aware that this is out there. And you might want to, I don't know, print this off. Take it to your bathroom mirrors. You see it every morning. Whatever works for you. But these are the dates and times due. I do not accept the argument of, I didn't know it was due. I thought it was due at midnight. Or I thought it was due tomorrow. No, here it is. It's available to you now. It's on Blackboard. There's an assignment calendar. This is assignment calendar. There also is a grading summary. Now this shows you how the grades are calculated. As you can see, we have 1,207 points. We have 1,207 points for this course. Again, this may not be your course, it's probably not your course, it's just the one we did in the past. 1,207 points for the course. Remember, 92% is an A. 92% of 1207 is 1,110 points. This says to get an A for this semester, you will need 1,110 points. Where do those points come from? Well, in this case, 415 came from quizzes, 792 came from projects, for a total of 1,207. We have 990 for B, 889, and 748 for C and D. Now, during this semester, these points to date were changed. This will be based upon, these points to date were changed. They will be based on the time, and as the semester progresses, these points to date will change and will indicate what you would need if you have done everything up to date, if you are on track for an A, B, C, or D. Okay? All right, so coursework. Now, if you think you submitted something, you don't have a grade for it, you let me know. All right? Our project submissions, discussion boards, quizzes, you submit all that stuff via Blackboard, unless you're told to do otherwise, which is doubtful, but submit via Blackboard. And if you have problems submitting your work, Blackboard gives you an error. Take screenshots, record error messages, record the problems, and let me know. So it's your responsibility to keep up with your grade and notify me of any discrepancies during the semester. Please don't wait until the grades are posted a week after the semester is over and say, well, why did I get an A? You never graded my last project or my first project or whatever. So if you submit it and you don't see a grade, let me know during the semester. All right? It's your responsibility to validate your grade. Make sure everything's in there. I'm not going to look and notify you of, hey, you missed this quiz. You missed this discussion board. You never submitted this project. All right? That's your responsibility. So check Blackboard, usually 2 or 3 times a week, and keep up with things. Let me know what's going on. All right, during the semester, there may be optional labs that I have if you need additional help. Now, for online students, this is usually great because they don't always get the hands-on and face-to-face time that classroom students need. So I would do labs on demand during the semester, not on demand, but occasionally if there's a need for it, I would do optional labs. I don't have to do these. I do because I want to help you learn. All right. So again, these are generally by demand. Now, sorry, I cannot schedule these labs to accommodate everybody. I wish I could. But no matter what time I choose, somebody could say, I can't do it. I got to work. My kid's got a soccer game. I understand that. So fortunately, you can't make it, but I can't just have labs all the time. I try to do the best I can, also what fits my schedule as well. So now for classroom courses, I usually schedule lab time in the assignment, in the class schedule itself. Now, when I say these labs are optional, I mean you don't have to attend. I have found out, however, that students who do attend these classes tend to do much better than those who don't attend, by generally a lower grade or so. Not a rule, it's just an observation. Keep that aware. You're encouraged to attend. Even if you can't attend for the lab is 3 hours long, you're going to make it for an hour. Attend the part that you can. Now, if I have a lab and those students show up, I'm not going to wait around forever. I'll wait a little bit, or students come and then they leave. I'm not going to hang around in case somebody comes in late. So just be aware of that. As long as students are there during the assigned time, I will be there. Once the classroom's empty, I'll be leaving too. So just be aware. Again, you don't have to come the entire time, but come as long as you can. Now, here's a sweet deal. Because you're in an IT class at Reynolds Community College, we have a partnership with Microsoft for a program called Microsoft Imagine. This is free software. It's a sweet deal. This is not software that expires at the end of the semester. For the most part, this is generally free software without expiration date. So the school or somebody, I'm not sure if the school, maybe BCCS, Virginia Community College System, sends out an email. Generally, the first week of class, sometimes they send out 2, maybe 1 right before class begins, maybe another week later. If you enroll late, you may not get the email, but you should get an email. Check your email. Now, I don't send the email out. I'm not sure the school sends it. I think the BCCS sends it. I have no control. If you don't get the email within a reasonable time frame, let me know and I'll send an email to someone else and say, hey, what's going on? But I don't control the email. Okay? Also be aware, I'm not a help desk. If you have problems installing the software, I can't promise I can solve the problem. For some reason, I was born with the Midas touch. When I install stuff, it just generally works the first time. It's a curse I have, I guess. If you have problems, I probably did not have that issue when I installed the software. I don't really know what the solution is any more than anybody else. So Google it, contact the Microsoft, try to resolve it. Also, our IT staff is not a help desk either. They probably cannot help you either. Just be aware of that. All right. If you need additional help during the semester, we have some beautiful program called the Academic Support Center. It's in the Burnett Hardwood 114. You generally get up to, I think, 2 hours a week of one-on-one or group instruction time, sometimes 1 and 2 time at no cost. These are people who are familiar with the course. Generally, they took the course before, and they are there to help you. Now, they ask you to schedule an appointment. That is in your best interest and the interest of the Academic Support Center. It's a great program. If you need help, then that's a great source to go to. All right, academic honesty. Now, I encourage students to help each other. I think it's a great way for both of you to learn, both the helper and the helpee. It's a great way for both of you to learn. I encourage that. That's the way the world is. You get out, you get a job, you get stuck with something, usually someone there in the organization you're working for who can help you. However, help does not mean give the other student the answer. Don't do that. That's not good. All right? You encourage them to think through it, talk about it, explain things, but don't give them the answer. That doesn't help the student who's struggling to learn if somebody gives them the answer. When they get out in the job and try to do this for real life, people are not going to give them the answer. They're going to say, hey, take care of this. And your friend is not there, I'm not there, you're on your own. So it's not good to have another student give you the answer and don't ask for it. Just say, can you explain this? Of course, I'm there to help too, so ask me and I'll help you as well. All right? Now, it takes a lot to upset me. I'm an easygoing guy. Well, I tell you what, if I suspect you're cheating, I kind of lose it. I don't like that. I was raised to not cheat, and it's just in my DNA to not do it. I don't understand it. I don't know why anyone would want to cheat. So I don't understand it. But boy, I tell you what, if I suspect it, I'll call you in, I'll call both your partner in, and I may fail you both. I've done that before. So just be aware. If you think you want to help someone, but you don't know how far to go, then ask me about it, and I'll give you some direction. But please, just be honest. It's the right thing to do. As well as the school does have a code of conduct. So do not do the following. I'm just going to read this because I didn't write this. Do not represent the work of others as your own. Do not use or obtain unauthorized assistance in any academic work. Do not give unauthorized assistance to other students. Again, ask me if you have questions about what's appropriate and what isn't. Do not modify without my approval examinations, papers, projects, recordings, reports for the purpose of obtaining additional unearned credit. And do not misrepresent the content of submitted work. Okay, you'd be surprised. Sometimes I can figure out who wrote it and who didn't. I'm pretty good that way. So just be aware. All right. Now this was a general overview. Of course, the actual syllabus will have all the specific details. I just want to give this little half-hour recording to give you an overview. This way, I don't have to do this in class for one thing, and you'll be able to see it. Remember, this tutorial It's a generic tutorial. It's subject to change. All right, so that's all I have. Let's have a great semester. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to learn a bunch of stuff. Take care.